Hello my dear Super 30 students. Last session we have studied about the respiration system in humans. Now today, can you imagine what we are going to study? Today we are going to study about the respiration in lower animals. Okay? Now in this session we are going to study about respiration in lower animals. Dear students, in lower animals there are no modified or grown respiratory system like lungs, alveoli, etc. Respiration in them takes place by the simple exchange of mechanism. Okay, it's very simple in lower animals. Now, respiration in animals like earthworm. Can you imagine how earthworm respire? Can you imagine? Yes, you have all studied in 7th, 8th grade. Okay, the earthworm respire through its own skin. Exchange of gases takes place in the earthworm. One minute. Earthworm through skin it will respire, means exchange of gases takes place through the skin. Now what about fishes? You know everyone from primary section that fishes breathe through gills. Okay, these are all small lower animals. Now animals like fishes over. Now any other animals, can you give examples? You have studied their structure, drawing was also there. Exactly, it is nothing but the cockroach. Okay, cockroaches and some other insects have a tracheal system, which a network of tubes through which it circulates, air will circulate and gaseous exchanges takes place. The best example is cockroaches and other small insects. Now let's come back to the frog. Frog breathe through their skin when they are in the water. It's very interesting. Frog underwater with skin and the frog on the land, it breathes through its lung. Okay, it breathes through its lungs. You can see here frogs have a dual respiratory system. When they are underwater, they'll breathe through skin, and when they are on the land, they'll breathe through lungs. Now, you know respiration in lower animals, it is very clear for you all. Now let's understand, let's gain little more extra knowledge. Now respiration in muscles. Okay, let's understand how our muscles respire. Now respiration in muscles. So dear students, respiration in muscles can be anaerobic when there is not enough oxygen. Here it can be anaerobic and it can be an anaerobic respiration. Okay, anaerobic, I have missed the spelling here, just a minute. Anaerobic, it is in absence of oxygen. Okay, in absence of oxygen, glucose gets broken down to carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Here glucose, it will get broken to, here glucose get broken to carbon dioxide and lactic acid. Lactic acid. Okay, dear students, now this result in the accumulation of lactic acid that makes the muscles sore. Okay, now this type of anaerobic respiration is also known as lactic acid fermentation. This anaerobic respiration also known as lactic acid fermentation. You should be aware of this respiration in muscles. So dear students, now I have a question for you all. It is a logic question. Why do we need lungs? You have to answer me through your writing. Whatever I will say, you have to make the note. Okay. If in the board exams, except this all, if they'll ask in a critical thinking, why do we need lungs? What are you going to write for this? Okay. Let me explain you. So, dear students, why do we need lungs? Here, in unicellular organisms like amoeba, exchange of gases takes place through a general body surface by osmosis process. In the lower animals like earthworm, as we discussed right now, the gaseous exchange takes place through their moist skin. You have seen the earthworm. If you have not seen, touch the earthworm and observe the skin pattern. Okay, through this, its moist skin, exchange of gases takes place. But the requirement of oxygen is sufficiently met by these ways. Okay, now as the animal starts becoming more and more complex, those are called as unicellular animals and all. Now, as our body structure, higher animals' body structure is becoming more and more complex. For example, human, the requirement oxygen cannot be met by the unknown diffusion or osmosis process. Okay. Now, moreover, diffusion will not be able to supply the oxygen to a deep seated cells in our body. It is, and we have a very inside cellular systems are there. Okay, amoeba is called as a unicellular. Why? It has a single cell, but as a human we have a multicellular. So it has many multicellular organisms. Oxygen supply through diffusion cannot be met. So we need lungs here to respire. This difficulty has led to the evolution of more complex mechanism of gaseous exchange, that is the development of lungs. Can you see the lungs in earthworm? No. However, I have explained you previous this thing only. Frogs has a lungs because it is unicellular organisms. However, it grows with complex system of the organs, we need lungs, because to supply, each cell has to get the oxygen supply. Now, alveoli present in the lungs provide a large surface area required for the necessary gas exchanges. I hope till here it is clear. So, I said I haven't make any note. So, you have to make the note. Why do we need lungs? And send it to my number. We all know how the respiration takes place in humans as well as in the lower animals. That is nothing but the unicellular organisms. Now, what about our surrounding? What we see? Those are nothing but the plants. So, what respiration? In plants. Okay, dear students, unlike animals and humans, plants do not have a specialized structure for gaseous exchanges. That you know very well. They have a stomata present in leaves and lenticles present in the stems, which are involved in the exchange of gases. Okay, now compared to the animals, plant roots, stem and leaves respire at a very lower rate. It means compared to the human and animals, their respiration rate, that is breathing level of rate, is very less. Hope till here you have understood. So next session we are going to study about the transportation method in human beings. In that, the very interesting and the magical process, that is, I said you, in plant world we are going to say photosynthesis is a magical process, but in animal, that is in human, the magical process is blood circulation. That is about our heart we are going to study. Till that, you are going to study biology, and you are going to learn some difficult meanings and spellings. So you have to keep on practice writing. Okay, take care. Bye.